Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Chanel T. Smith, and I am waiting for Instagram to go live. And there we go. So, I wanted to talk about your doctoral program, sacred or profane. Yes, it is a very touchy, tempting, maybe even provoking title. And I'm not talking about um, those who are going for doctoral programs that are in ministry. I'm not talking about those who are getting doctor of ministry. I'm not talking about those who are any of that. What I want to talk about, and first let me back up. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Chanel T. Smith. And what we do at Chanel T. Smith Consulting is help doctoral students finish fast, but not just finish fast, but finish faster without sacrificing quality. We also work with institutions in terms of helping them with lower their attrition rates, as well as training their faculty and doing workshops for their doctoral students in any phase of their program. So if that is you and any one of those, whether you're an institution, faculty person, or a student, and you want to learn more about how our goals might align and what you need might be what we can provide, I invite you to apply for a call at accelerateyourdoctorate.com. Now, back to what I was talking about. I was compelled to talk about your doctoral program, sacred or profane, because I've been talking to several, I'd say about within the last 2 weeks, about 5 to 7 doctoral students who say that they need their doctorate in order to do what they feel their higher power is calling them to do. They need their doctorate in order to do what they feel their higher power is calling them to do. Now, that I'm not saying that life doesn't happen. I'm not saying that, your institution may not be supporting you, but you're still not treating your doctoral program as if it is something that should be prioritized, right? Because you need to do it in order to do what God is calling you to do on the other side of your doctoral degree. Some of you are prioritizing everything else but your doctoral program. Meanwhile, you are complaining that you are so ready to do, what you've been called to do, whether it is going back into work in the private sector or your nonprofit, or you want to start your business, or you want to do whatever it is, and yet you are holding yourself up. You are holding yourself up. And there are many, many reasons, and there's no judgment. I'm just calling it out so that if it is you and you identify what I'm talking about, perhaps you might want to do something about it, right? There are some of you who are struggle with asking for help. You don't like to ask questions because you think that you're going to get in trouble. Like there's just punitive thing that's going to happen once you ask a question of your chair advisor or your committee. You feel as though you're going to be found out, that you are an imposter. And so you hold yourself back by not asking questions. There are others of you where you don't want to seem as though you have everything all together. Performativity is real. So you want to pretend that everything is going well, even though it isn't. Right? Not to the way that you want it to go. But what about the sacred and the profane? The reason why I chose those two words is because of the strict dichotomy that it has, right? You're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. You want to be able to have a successful doctoral program. You desire to finish, and yet you're doing everything but what you need to do, the profane, right? To get it done. And I'll tell you one thing. For me, when I was getting my doctorate, I was also in candidacy for ministry in the PCUSA. And every time I would go for the meeting for the candidacy, they said, "Are you ready?" And I'll say no. And I extended and kept extending my candidacy because I wanted to earn my doctorate first, because I knew that I needed my doctorate to do what I felt God was calling me to do. And at that time, it was teaching master's students, or teaching professors who would teach master's students about the New Testament. So I kept putting it off. And when I got my doctorate, then about a month later, I got ordained, went through candidacy. But there are some of you, one thing I want to mention is my pastor at the time, I was very heavily active in the church while also earning my doctorate. And she said, you got to let some things go. It doesn't mean that it's a hard no, but maybe it's a not now or not yet. And so I began to delegate some things that was on my plate so that I can focus more time on my doctoral program. Because my doctoral program was part of my ministry, it was the stepping stone to do what I felt God is calling me to do. Hence, I had to treat my doctoral program as part of my ministry, right? And just because I put a not yet or a hard pause on some things and delegated things, it does not mean that I thought less of or didn't take my ministry seriously. Oh, I was just doing exactly what I needed to do in order for me to walk fully into my calling. All right. So that is something I want you to consider. And I've put this question to a lot of doctoral students when they tell me, oh, I'm getting my doctorate because I want to help in the skilled nursing facility. I'm getting this doctorate because I don't like the way Black women are getting treated in the maternity ward. I'm doing this because I don't like the way education is going for, the special needs children. I am doing this because I don't like the way veterans are being treated and the lack of care after they come home. There are so many things that I can say. You all are doing amazing work. You all are doing fantastic work, much needed work. And yet, you are not doing what you need to do to finish. You are not doing what you need to do to successfully navigate your program so that you can actually put all of the work that you've done to practice, to have people want to hear what you have to say because you have that doctorate. And so when I ask doctoral students, is what you just said what you believe God is calling you to do or your higher power is calling you to do? Would you look at it or identify it as ministry? And they say yes. And then I follow it up with, okay, so then why are you relegating your doctoral program to such a low position while you do everything else, which at this moment, listening to what you said, are distractions? Right? And then it becomes another conversation. It's because I'm overwhelmed, because I'm lost, because I don't know what to do, because I have so much in my head, I don't, know where to begin. Or, when I get overwhelmed, I just get paralyzed and I can't do anything. And everything else, all these distractions seem to be more important than my doctoral program. When that happens, it means it is time to seek help, get support, so that you can get out of that rut, so that you can get out of this or pull yourself out of this chasm of unproductivity, right? Because I will tell you, we need your scholarship. We need you to finish. Some of y'all have so many people holding out on hope while you hold up your program. And the reason being, again, some of you don't like to ask for help. There are others of you who don't believe or really understand the culture of investing in oneself. I spoke to a doctoral student, a potential client this week, or was it last week? They were working on their proposal for about, I think they said 18 months. And I said, okay, how much do you need to pay per semester as you continue to work through your proposal? And she said, it's $2,800 per semester, which is 4 months. And they have this, I guess this caveat or whatever at her school. Whereas even if you go into one extra month, you still have to pay for the 4 months. So I had her do the math. 2,800 times, 5, which is what I rounded out to, was about $11,000 or something like that. And I said, that is more than what it costs to invest in doctoral coaching that would help you complete your degree so that you can then go and do what you are so very passionate about. And yet, many doctoral students would prefer or can't really see past continuously paying the institution who is not providing you with the support that you need to finish your degree, instead of investing in yourself to get the help that you need to get out of that program. The sacred versus the profane. I want to encourage each of you who have a purpose, each of you who has something that is calling you, something that you refer to as your soul work, whatever it is that your higher power is calling you to do, and you need your doctorate to do it. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself that this is important work and you need to finish sooner rather than later. And you can do that. without sacrificing quality. In fact, that is what we do at Chanel T. Smith Consulting. We have a method, Accelerate Your Doctorate method, that is trademarked, will be getting licensed so that other future doctoral experts or coaches who will want to use that method can use it, as well as by institutions. It is a methodology that will take you through various steps, proven methods, proven steps in this method that would help you successfully navigate your program, help you to know exactly how to do what your institution is requiring you to do, because a lot of them will just give you a list of criteria or what you need to check off and do, but they don't teach you how to do it. It will also show you how to accelerate by teaching you acceleration strategies, like not only just what to read, but how to read faster, how to take strategic notes so that you can gut a book one time instead of having to go back to it with every phase of the program. There are ways, there are things that you can do, but you have to be willing to do it. So my question is, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to do what it takes to get the degree that you need to do what you feel God has called you to do, to get you across that finish line? Stop treating your doctoral program as just, this side thing. Let me repeat, I'm not saying you should prioritize your doctoral program over yourself or your family and your self-care. Absolutely not. If you know me, you should know that that is not what I'm saying. But you are letting everything else come before your doctoral program, or you are not getting the help that you need for your doctoral program so that you can have a successful doctoral process. If you resonated with anything that I've said, if you said some of those things to yourself and you're wondering, what can I do? You're wondering, you're saying to yourself, I've tried many different things, but it isn't working. I've tried many different methods, looking at different YouTube videos, looking at different trainings, and yet it's still not working. My wheels are spinning. I'm showing up hours and hours and hours, waking up early, going to bed, work, and yet I'm still in the same position. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overstressed. I am lost. I'm about to throw in the towel. I want you to reach out to me so that we can have a conversation, so that we can get you to the point where you are saying, you know what, I am loving my program, or this is easy now. I'm not saying that you are, the process is easy because you know how to write a lit review. The process is easy because I'm teaching you how to write to synthesize scholars that you need to put in conversation with each other. I'm teaching you exactly how to do what is required of you so that you can walk across that stage. If that is you, if you are ready to stop, standing in the corner, being stressed out and not really, tired of telling people I'm almost done. Soon I'm going to be done. People are asking you, when are you going to be finished? You are so tired of hearing that. If you are tired of hearing that, if you are tired of struggling, I invite you to apply for a call at accelerateyourdoctorate.com. Now, make sure you do your due diligence, right? When you get to that site, you are going to see some client success interviews with some clients that I've had. You are also going to be able to see the logos of the institutions with whom I've worked. So make sure you do your homework before you get on the call with me, because it's not going to be an interview of me. It's going to be a conversation with, hey, what's going on with your program? What are your growing edges? What are your goals? And then let's see if and how I can help you. Your doctoral program, sacred or profane. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to get over? Whether it's yourself, whether it's the traditional way of pursuing a doctorate where it's like, if you're not stressed out, then you're not doing it right. You have to be the one to decide today that no more will you sit back and struggle and try to figure it out on your own while you're wasting time knowing that people are waiting for you to finish because they need your scholarship. No more. So if that is you, again, I invite you to apply for a call at accelerateyourdoctorate.com. Again, my name is Dr. Chanel T. Smith, your favorite doctoral expert. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. And if you know someone who can benefit from this message, please share this video. Have a great rest of your day.